What's up, my friends? This is the new Sandmarc travel backpack. This backpack has more surprises in it than a surprise birthday party. Something like that. I don't know. That's the dumb thing. But this thing is packed full of little compartments, gadgets, ideas. Some of them are hits. Some of them are not hits from my perspective. I want to go through every single detail so you can understand the punch that this pack packs. That's stupid. If you are traveling as a creator, it seems like in the past you've really only had two choices, and the choices kind of sucked. The first choice was a full-out camera bag. You know what I mean, boxy with all of the styrofoam compartments, no room for your clothes, no room for sometimes laptops, but no room for anything that is travel-based. So you had to have a carry-on with your camera backpack to protect all of your gear. That was one option. Or you had just a full-on travel backpack, like something like a Cotopaxi Alpa that's really open and big compartments throughout the whole thing, not a lot of protection for any electronics. And those two choices sucked until now, until this pack came together. This pack is specific for minimal creators who want to use this both as a travel bag, meaning all of their personal belongings in this pack, along with all of their camera gear. So I'm gonna dive into each of the details of this pack. Let's get started. All right, first thing, I wanna talk about the aesthetics of this pack. How does it look? It does have that kind of boxy, more robotic, maybe even jetpack feel to it, kind of futuristic thing looking. It's not, I'm gonna be completely honest, the structured boxy style is not my favorite. Now, I'm willing to sacrifice the look or the aesthetic for the function, but that just means that the function's gotta be really, really good. And I think this pack does a pretty good job at doing that. But you'll have to, that's a stylistic choice you're gonna have to make for yourself. Now, you're gonna give up protection if you go with a much more natural looking backpack. When I say natural, just something that feels a little more organic as it hangs off of your body. This is gonna, anything structured is gonna offer a lot more protection and possibly even some packing benefits. So let's talk about materials. Most of the exterior is 840D ballistic nylon. It's a really, really tight weave. You can tell it's gonna wear really well. There is some rubber coating on the bottom of the pack. So on the front side here, all along the bottom, you know that's essential. You're setting this thing down in train stations and airports and airplanes and all of that sort of stuff, and you want it to be protected and somewhat you can disinfect it a little bit because it's gonna pick up all kinds of stuff. The zippers have these aluminum poles on them, which I think is really cool. All of the zippers are a water resistant zipper, and they flow really nice. I've used these water resistant zippers there. They get all caught up and they're challenging to unzip. And these ones, they seem to zip really, really nice. Some of the buckle choices aren't my favorite on this pack. You have these aluminum buckles right here that are magnetic, and they're that sliding action, which I've seen in the past, and I actually like the buckle style, but the magnet in the buckle seems a bit weak. In fact, it doesn't always just close on its own. There's something that keeps it from closing all the way. My concern would be running through an airport, through a train station, something like that, or hiking, and this buckle comes undone without me knowing it and something falling on the ground. The backside material, you have quite a bit of padding in the back, and it's really a structured padding. It feels really firm. It seems like it's about 3/4 of an inch thick. However, it often tends to be the weakest part of the material of the backpack. So it doesn't seem incredibly durable. All right, my friends, let's talk about carrying. So obviously it's a backpack. So you have these backpack straps on the back. They're pretty thick. They're a little bit thicker than what I would prefer. They do have a good amount of padding. We'll talk about some of the features on the straps in just a second. So you obviously can carry like a backpack. When you're not carrying like a backpack, they have this feature, this little elastic here, where you can just put away the backpack straps, and so they're out of the way and they'll be held. So if you carry it like a duffel or a brief from the side, which is one way to carry it. There's a handle on the side. Those straps will stay contained on the back side of the backpack. I think that's a pretty cool idea. I don't know how well they'll stay if there's rubbing against my leg or whatever. So this is becoming a pretty popular feature, especially on travel packs, where you can tuck away the straps. Now, the next option is a side handle, and you have it on both sides. So you've got options. Then you also have the handle on the top. Each of these handles are well built, they're well integrated into the ballistic nylon, and they're very comfortable. They're padding, the backside of them is that kind of light nylon mesh. All right, my friends, now my favorite part, features and organization. There's so much to go through on this bag. I'm gonna try to hit every single point, but I will miss something. If you already have this bag or you're looking at this bag and I missed something, please throw it in the comments. I would love to know what I missed, what I didn't get. There's probably even features I don't even understand how to use. So I'd love your help on any of that. Anybody looking at this bag needs to know the full potential of it. All of the inside of the bag is this soft nylon lining, very similar to what you've had in other backpacks. They do have a pocket right here, a tiny, teeny, tiny pocket right here. They call it a secret AirTag pocket. Up here we have, in the admin pocket, we've got a pencil holder, pencil or pen holder, so you just pop that baby right in there. You also have, this is an interesting idea, you have a divided mesh pocket with a single zipper. So it's one zipper that operates both, or that accesses both mesh pockets. This mesh feels really durable to me. I think they did a great job on choosing the mesh material for these pockets. I've seen really nice companies and brands skip on this mesh and it wears out, things poke through it. This one feels like it's gonna be really durable to me. We have the next level, and there's zero organization inside of the pocket, but it does go all the way to the bottom. Papers and notebooks and things that are about this long and this wide. Now we've got the actual basement right here of the backpack, and similar to this pocket, no organization in it, and it goes all the way to the bottom. I want to move to the side of the bag. There's some very interesting features on the side of this bag that I think were both thoughtful. I already talked about the aluminum buckles on the side here. This is a strap that's meant to have like a tripod. You can stick the legs or a leg of the tripod down into this pocket and then strap it down. This strap has a lot of room. Now, this is something really interesting that I've never seen before. You can expand the water bottle pocket. I've seen that before, and this has an expansion material in its stretchy kind of, how would I describe this? Like leggings is what it feels like really nice thick leggings or something like that. I don't know why I don't wear leggings. My wife does. The problem is with a lot of these expansion pockets is that the bottom stays bound up, and these pockets, actually the zipper completely comes apart. I've never seen that before. So now we've got a lot more room for the water bottle or the tripod legs, and we're not restricted by that bottom zipper. One thing I was concerned about is it challenging to get it back together? But it doesn't seem to be challenging to get it back together at all. I can do it real quickly and get that pocket back to its original shape and size. Now, there's some interesting things going on the bottom of this bag. You also have this interesting little pocket down here, and it correlates with these, but now you have two straps that pop out of here. Let's get the other end out. These webbing placements become places to hook these elastic straps onto the bottom of the backpack. So now I can carry all kinds of things. I can carry tripods, I could carry even a light blanket or a light sleeping bag or a sleeping pad, something like that. There's a lot of options that you could carry down below the pack here. Now, I understand why they went elastic on these. However, I don't know that elastic's gonna be the best material for this. My concern is it's stretching out and then it becomes completely useless. No matter how big you could make it, if this elastic doesn't recoil for a long time, I would have much rather been webbing and have less expansion than it wear out over, you know, a small amount of time. I love the idea. I'm not sold on the material. Backside features, of course we have the straps. Of course we've already talked about the elastic strap that we can tuck the shoulder straps into. One of the things that I think this pack is missing, depending on the weight that would end up going inside this pack, because it can pack some weight. We're going to get into the main compartments in just a second. You're going to see how much room there is in those compartments. It could absolutely take a bit of weight, and there's no belt strap. I thought that was an interesting decision. I often use the belt strap when I've got some weight in my pack because it can take so much of that weight off of the shoulders. Of course, we have the breast strap or the collarbone strap right here, and it's adjustable up and down depending on your size. And then this is on elastic as well. I am not a fan of that because the tension in the elastic is often not enough to hold the straps tight and in place. So what I prefer here is just some nice webbing, a small piece of nylon webbing that attaches these two so that when I tighten that thing up the way that I want it tightened, it stays there. Look how much play you get in the elastic. Even when it's tightened all the way up, the tightest you can make it, it still will stretch that far apart. That's just not gonna help with that weight distribution. Next thing is we have the pass-through handle, of course. So this sits on your luggage like a briefcase or a duffel, and you got the pass-through right there. That's really, really helpful. I always try to travel with a single bag, which you absolutely could do in this. I think I could travel in this for a week, no problem, with both my creator gear and my personal gear. But if you do need to travel with other luggage, you've got that option for that pass-through, and it's really big. I love that. So it's gonna fit any handle. You don't have to find some specific spot to get it through. Let's talk about laptop compartment. So laptop compartment is probably where they put, I would say, the most attention. Now, we've got a ton of organization. Some of it I can show you clearly. Some of it's going to be a little bit more challenging to show you. It does have this half clamshell action. It would be really cool if this thing opened all the way, but that also might be dangerous for your electronics if they were to slide out, fall out. The inside of your laptop bag is this really soft fleece material, both in the laptop bag and the iPad bag. I can get my laptop in here and I can get my iPad Pro in here together. No problem whatsoever, okay? Now, the next thing is we have these really cool gear pockets, and they're very, very padded. So Sandmarc is an innovative company that really focuses in on iPhone photography and video. And they have these awesome lenses that you can attach to your phone. You can use fisheyes and telephoto and all that sort of stuff. And these pockets are built to hold things like that, those lenses. I use my GoPro a lot. These pockets fit a GoPro perfectly. I also use the Sony ZV-1. I'm using it right now to shoot this video. I can slide that into one of these pockets very, very easily. So these pockets are really cool, helpful, and they're very accessible when you're out and about. And you can still have the main compartment packed with all your personal and access all of your gear in the back here. Now, there's another mesh pocket right here. This pocket is perfect for charging cords, hard drives, something that would be flat enough and small enough. And I love that it stretches the entire length of the bag. I think that's a fantastic idea, and the zipper's easy to do and undo. Now, finally, there are two more really padded pockets down here in the bottom, if you can see those right there. And again, this can be for cameras, this can be for hard drives. There's a ton of things that you could put down in these pockets, both inside the pockets and on the outside of the pockets, because they'll be protected for each other. And this cavity from each other, and this cavity goes all the way down to the bottom. So there are so many nooks and crannies in this back in this back gear pocket that you could just go absolutely wild with. Okay. One more thing on the back side of this bag that I haven't explored, which is the POV pocket for a cell phone. The POV pocket is an interesting idea, both for getting footage and for accessibility. So right here we have the pocket, and it's meant for your phone. When you open that up, you can just stick your phone right in there. Lens is sticking up, and you can hike like this and get POV footage from your phone, or it's immediately accessible as you're out exploring around and want to use it. It's a little bit tight to get the phone in and out of, and I think that's on purpose. I even have a smaller phone than most, but it is still a little bit tight. I would guess that this is going to loosen up a little bit as you go along and you use it more and more, but I do love having that accessibility right there, both for shooting and creating content and just for travel, getting on and off of the airplanes, having the phone right there available. All right, my friends, the last thing I want to go through with you is the main compartment. The main compartment is a almost full shell feature opening, so it doesn't zip down into where the rubber covering is. That probably maintains some of the waterproofness of this area. All right, let's take a look at the organization inside of this pocket. And then there's one thing that you need to know about this compartment that I didn't even realize, and I'll show you what that is in just a second. It's really cool. It has maybe one minor flaw to it, but I'm really excited about it. So check this out. So on the front flap of this pocket, we have a mesh pocket here, and this mesh pocket here is built to have some room in it. There's some puckering in the mesh. If you can see that, it doesn't sit exactly flat or tight against the backing of the inside. This is perfect for socks, underwear, toiletries. Now we have some smaller, same thing, one single zipper. I think it's such an interesting idea. Single zipper for divided mesh pockets. I love that it's easy to access them with one single zipper. And again, it all has this high quality mesh to it. And then we have another final pocket that goes all the way to the bottom, and it goes the entire length of this cavity here. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. You take a look at this and you're like, yeah, this has got a decent amount of room. I could have a pair of shoes or flip-flops in here, a pair of Crocs, a couple pairs of pants, couple t-shirts, and then socks and underwear. Absolutely no problem. But wait, there's more. Check it out. You can actually, there's a zipper that goes around the whole length of the backpack, and you can actually extend the room inside of this main cavity by about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Now there's one single flaw in this design that I've noticed. I think it's really cool that you can expand it or retract it depending on how much you're carrying, how long your trip is. If it's an overnighter, you don't need to extend it. If it's a week long to 10 days, you'll probably want to extend it. Here's the one flaw, the one tricky thing about it is that the zippers go behind the cup holders. And so you got to push it down. It's not the most convenient to make happen. So I got to push it down, then I got to grab the zipper on the other side and continue to unzip it to get it to expand all of the way. A really cool, helpful feature with a small, tricky thing to actually get it to work well. But otherwise, so thoughtful, so helpful to have that extra room and still be able to put it under the seat in front of you on the airplane. So my friends, if you're a minimal creator, if you carry a little bit of equipment with you that needs to be protected and you want to do it all in one bag with your personal items, Sandmarc has they've set the mark. And look guys, this channel is built completely around goods. Legacy goods is what it's called. It's featuring items that make my life better or could make your life better. I was reading the other day a passage in the book of Meditations from Marcus Aurelius. I won't be able to say the quote exactly, but he was talking about the things that we have. And he said, remember to remain grateful for what you have, but also remember to understand that you would be okay without any of it. So it's this idea of both being grateful and unattached to the things that we have or own. And even though I make a ton of content around things, my encouragement to you is to both remain incredibly grateful for what you have and what you can get, and unattached to those things. Focused on the people in your life and the experiences that you want to have, and go have those experiences with the people that you love. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.